Hello and welcome to Grow to Glow. I am Dr. Thashna Walsh and I appreciate you being here. I am a lifestyle transformational therapist, coach, and mentor, and I'm here to give you some insights and some inspiration, hopefully to take you through your day, through your week, things for you to think about and maybe also implement into your life to create change. Today, I want to talk about our word, our word. Now, not being religious in any way, but from a biblical perspective, in the book of John, St. John, um, I think it's the very first chapter and the very first verse. It says, "In the beginning there was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." And when we're looking at God, universe, force, source, we know that universe, source, I mean, if you've listened to me for a while, you know, my belief of God is everywhere, God is everything, God is the creative force in the whole of the universe. I created all. Yeah, they're all. Um, and that force, source is also inside of us, the I am self. So when it says, and the word was God, we know that we're not separate from the word. We are a part of the word because the word is God and God is with us, which means every word that we speak is God. It's creation, it's creative. Okay? It's from source. It's um from the God source. Now, if you are not honoring your word, what does that mean? Because I know sometimes also in the Bible, in Psalms or maybe it's Proverbs, it says death and life is in the power of your tongue, and those who eat the fruit, um, or those who take part are going to eat the fruit of it. So it just means that if you speak things that are weak and life taking, then you're going to find that in your life. So speak negative things are going to happen. You speak positive things are going to also happen. So what are you speaking? Are you honoring the things that are coming out of your mouth? Because God making you in his image is giving you the ability to create. You're a creative being. So every time you open your mouth, that's creating. That's a creative process. That's creation in progress. So, what are you creating? Your word is everything. So, if your word is not being honored, then you're not honoring yourself. You're not honoring the life that you're here to live. Um, and it's no one's fault. You know, if people say, "Oh, you made me do it," nobody can make you do anything. You have choice. Unless somebody put a gun to your head, you still have a choice to let them blow your brains out or do what they want. So there's always choice. So do you keep your word to yourself? If you're not keeping your word to yourself, then no one's going to keep their word to you. Okay? If you can't honor yourself enough to keep your word, then you're not going to experience anyone honoring you. Okay? So, for example, someone who tells lies all the time, and I learned, I'm taking this from a book from Florence Scovel Shinn, and she's talking about a friend of hers who lies all the time. And she's saying to her, "But why do you lie so much?" She goes, "I can't go through the day without lying. I have to lie." And then when she meets her partner, a partner, she goes, "I know he's lying. He's not telling me something." And she's saying that, if you're going to be a liar, you're going to be lied to. That's just the crux of it. If you are not honoring your word to someone, then don't expect them to honor yours, because you're going to attract what you've put out there. Excuse me. You're going to attract what you put out there. And also the frequency from when you speak a word. Every word has a frequency, because you've got the frequency in how the word is said, and also the form that the word is creating has a frequency. So, and also the thoughts that come in for that word to be felt, to be spoken, has a frequency. So, speaking things is creating form into your world. Okay. And sometimes we don't speak it, sometimes we write the word, which brings it even more quickly and more profoundly into the physical realm, which is why they say, journaling is so powerful, because not only are you thinking on feeling and speaking, but you're also physically putting the words down on paper. So now you are seeing them. You're seeing them, feeling them, thinking them. So all your senses are involved. The only thing you're not doing is tasting it. But if you're visualizing what you're writing, then if you're writing about something that you can put taste around, then you can taste it as well. Okay. And that is why journaling is so powerful, because it uses all of the senses to bring that thing into your reality, even though it's not happening physically right now, but energetically, it's creating it. Okay. So your words are powerful. So if you're gonna write stuff, make sure, when I'm angry at something or upset or irritated by something, like somebody might text me something and I'm just like quick to reply, I never send it straight away, because I need to give myself time to come back to me. Because in the moment when you're responding, you're just reacting from a program. Okay. And the program is not you, especially if you're trying to change the program, become somebody new. Then it's important that you got to go stop and go, okay, I recognize I'm upset and there's a lesson here to learn. What is a lesson? Let me learn the lesson. And then in learning the lesson, I go, okay, yes, I'm looking at it from my perspective and not seeing the other person's perspective, or I'm being selfish, or whatever. Whatever the bottom line is that you've come to. So then most of the times I erase that message, or erase the first part of it, the snappy bit. And instead of saying, but you did this, you might say, thank you for bringing that to my attention. I hadn't viewed it in that way. I am sorry if it meant it caused disruption to your day or whatever. And done. No, however, no buts, none of those things that are going to basically wipe out all of that. And then maybe in another message, said, may I suggest, or is it possible for us to have a conversation about this? Or why don't you have a look at this and tell me what you think? So maybe it's the proof of what you're trying to say. Why don't you have a look at this? Because this is what I interpreted from so and so. And you word things differently. So you're not creating that energy that's going to trigger that same energy from someone else. You're being the peacekeeper, but still speaking your mind. Some people say, well, if I'm angry, I need to express myself and let them know that I'm angry. Well, do you? Do you have to let somebody know that you're angry? Why don't you let yourself know that you're angry and deal with your anger? Because you firing off out there, now you're affecting two people. You're making yourself angry and somebody else angry. And maybe that person is going to make somebody else angry. So you're creating a whole minefield of anger. Why not go within and go, okay, what am I feeling? Why does this feel this way? And maybe that person who yelled, maybe I've yelled at you and called you a bitch or something terrible, more terrible than that. Maybe they did. But then you get to embrace that and go, okay, she's feeling some fire in her soul. What's going on? She's taking it out on me. I know that I am not any of those things. So what's going on? Don't take it personally. There's a book called The Four Agreements by Miguel Ruiz. And one of those agreements is don't take things personally. It's a powerful, powerful thing. Because when you take things personally, you just end up and shooting everyone, and they're just messengers to tell you that there are things that are going on inside of you that needs to be worked on so then you can elevate yourself to the next level. All right. So be in this book, again, in fact, I'm going to recommend that you go get that book and read it. It's called The Four Agreements by Miguel Ruiz. I was reading it the other day. Yeah. And the four agreements are, let me see if I can remember them. Be impeccable with your words. Don't take um, don't take things to heart or too personally. What's the third thing? Don't make assumptions and always do your best. Okay, let me see if I got them right. Yes, be impeccable with your words. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions and always do your best. Yeah, I'm very proud of myself because I always forgot one of them, but I remembered all of them. That's great. So yeah, your word is everything. Your word in the beginning was the word. The word creates everything. Anything that you want to create, it has to start with the word. And the word starts with a thought, an emotion, a feeling, and the action. Okay? Sometimes the action is out of your mouth. Sometimes it's on paper. Sometimes it's to someone from your mouth. But your word is everything. And if you start changing your word right now, just changing the way you word things, the energy of the words that you're using. So instead of saying, so damn stupid, go, oh, well, that's interesting. What could I do better? You know? Or why me? Why do all these horrible negative things always happen to me? Change that out and go, that's interesting. I wonder what I am doing, what energy I'm emitting to keep attracting those things. What energy can I now, how can I change my energy, my frequency so that I attract something better? You know, just changing little things. When you're talking to someone that you see them doing something wrong, you don't go, you did it wrong. You go, oh, that's interesting. I would have done it differently because I maybe like this, perhaps. What do you think? You know, just slight change changes the energy, you know, when you're talking to people, when you're asking questions of yourself, you know, changing the energy, changing the frequency gives you the answers that you want. Because if the energy of it is angry coming in at you, if you're putting angry back, you're just going to keep getting more of that. Yeah. But if you change the frequency, something softer, lighter, more loving and lovely and calming, then the whole conversation is going to change within yourself or outside of yourself. Okay, so words are everything. So start now. See the way you speak to yourself. See the way people speak to you and what you allow people, how you allow people to speak to you, what you allow people to get away with. See how people are communicating with each other and see if you were in that conversation, how you would have done it differently. Practice things like that. When you're writing in your diary, in your journal, never write negative things unless you're writing a list of things that you're going to burn and you're trying to alchemize into something different. Then you don't write negative things in your journal. You write your journal in the present moment like it's happening right now. So if it's something that you want to happen in the future and it's something that's happened in the past, you're writing it right now, and you write it in the positive. Okay. But maybe I'll do a video on journaling. I've never done one of those, but I will do one in the future. Okay, but just remember that whatever you put down on paper, especially if it's coming from a feeling, you're creating it. It's a creation. So just try to alchemize it into something good before you put it out there. Okay. And then you'll start seeing your life is changing. People are relating to you differently. People know that, okay, you can't speak to her like that because she won't tolerate that. So somebody come to you and they speak to you in a negative, horrible way, trying to cuss you out or something. You just look at them. I mean, when people behave like that now, instead of me responding or reacting, I just look. There's a part of me that wants to stir up. I can feel it. But that's the bit I'm paying attention to. I'm thinking, oh, how am I responding? How am I feeling? Not so much what the previous person is saying, because whatever that person is yelling at you, it's not you, it's them. You okay? So they need to be looking whilst they're yelling at you, what's going on inside themselves while they're behaving like that. But some people don't have that emotional intelligence to do that. But you do. So you can look at it and go, okay, that's nothing to do with me. What am I feeling though? And deal with that. Okay. I can't remember the point I was making. Just be impeccable with your words. Use your words to create the life that you want. Okay? Watch your life change as you start using more positive, more uplifting, more life giving words within yourself so that then you can support others. You can see others having crazy coming towards you, but you're not partaking in it because you're transmuting those things inside of yourself so that you can grow and become stronger, more confident, so that when your words come out, they flow out like silk with grace and love and joy and juice. And everybody wants to be close to you because you are someone who honors their word and honors the word of others, and is self-respecting. And usually when your energy is like that, people want to be around you because they want what you have. Deep down inside, everybody wants high vibrating energy. Everybody wants that because everything that they want is at high vibration. You want love. Love is a high vibration. It's like up there, You want bliss. It's up there. You want enlightenment. It's right up the top. You want contentment. It's still high. You want despair. You want depression. That's really down there. Anybody wants that? I don't know anybody that loves to be down there unless you're just evil through and through. And I don't think anybody really is like that. They've just been wired like that. But if you unwire and check what's in your core, because you're created by the source, you're created from love. And that's what you really want. And some people act out because they don't get that. And they get the negative attention, which they interpret as love. But it's not. It's not really love. It's just an interpretation to them, a perception that when I yell, somebody yells back, it means they love me. Like people in relationships where they're being abused, if they don't abuse them, they feel unloved because that's something that they grew from. Maybe their parents abused them or somebody abused them. So therefore, they go out seeking relationships where they are abused, and or for some other reason. It could be self, not having enough self-belief, or the self-esteem issues are very low. So they feel that they can't do any better. So they allow somebody to abuse them because they deserve it, or they're not good enough. So this is all they deserve. So there are millions of reasons why people do things and behave in different ways. But if the action is against you in a negative way, don't take it personally. Please go and read the book. It's a really great book. I read this book I think it's the third time I'm reading it. I read this book first time in 2008 after I read Dr. Joe Dispenza's book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. Um, and it was just one of those books, that it has to be on my bookshelf. And I remember when I was migrating to go to Canada, migrating, never happened, of course. But when I changed my mind, but before I changed my mind, I'd given all my books away. This was one of them. And as I started replenishing my book supply, because I didn't go to Canada, and I love my books, I love to read. I'm always like, oh my God, my mind says this, and it sends me to a book, and I open the book, and something comes out of it that I need in that moment. My books are everything. And so this was one of the first ones to have gotten back on my shelf. And so I totally recommend it because those agreements may sound really, really simple, but they are the most powerful things that you'll ever have for keeping your vibration, well, for taking you from low vibration to high vibration and keeping you there. So have a read. Have a read. Um, anyway, I'm going to stop talking now because, sorry, just close that down. Um, because I've been going on and on. But if you take nothing away from this talk or from any talk that I've ever done, any of my videos that I've ever done, please, your word, start. That's where we start. That's where everything starts. Even when you go into any coaching program, that's where it starts. It's like, what is your thought process? What's going on in your head? What's coming out of your mouth? What are you writing down? What are you saying? What are you doing? Because it all starts with the word. In the beginning was the word. In the word, and the word was with God. The word was God, which means it becomes you. It becomes you. Okay, so be impeccable with your words. Sending you lots of love. Please subscribe to my channel and invite friends to subscribe. I'm not really doing any marketing or anything, so I usually just rely on people just to refer people. I mean, I started with 0 people. Now I'm getting there because some of you invite people, and sometimes people find me organically. So please leave a comment as well if you've got anything to share, if you want to tell me that you enjoyed this, or you have like a nugget, something that I missed that you want to put in there, or something you want to tell me that I could improve on, or something you want me to talk about in the future. Please share that in the comments. I look forward to it and into serving you. Thank you again. Sending you lots of love, lots of hugs. Stay light and stay bright and speak lovely words to yourself. Okay? Start transforming your communication to yourself and to others. Okay. Take care. Bye.